Hello, everyone. Free Enterprise fans in the audience. I'm Hart. I'm joined by the wonderful Oscar424 for final match in this three-game series between penguin8r and pk4787.
Hi! I'm actually really excited to see this. But yeah, this is a really heckin' close matchup between Pengu and PK. I mean, not just by seed placements alone, but I mean, their game one, they both went 17-17. It was a long, drawn out knockdown fight, and PK was able to overcome that 1-win advantage. So it is a single game shootout. I'm excited.
Same. Once again, though, all sorts of characters for our objectives might speed things up a little bit. We have Rydia in the best Renoa outfit, and for our starting character, and our two random objectives are to get Yang and get Rosa.
Wait, you have a starting character?
Do have a
starting
one.
I feel PK is having comments with the
Asuka.
That person. What?
Asuka.
What? Just because I am team forever yeet Rydia does not. Okay, yeah, it means yeet Rydia. I mean, but at least get two more superior mages with the Yang and the Rosa, particularly the Rosa.
Yeah, Rosa is probably, if I'm not starting with Rosa already, Rosa is probably my favorite character to see walk through the other side of the door and get things done. No doubt.
And of course, we have our standard trio of objectives: the Cocal Forge, Cave Magnus completion, and turning in the Pinktail. And mind you, not spoilering anything other than what generally happened. When it says complete Cave Magnus, if you're new to the randomizer, what that means is once you have defeated whatever boss is in the Dark Elf spot, make sure you click, you grab that crystal. We don't want things, because then you will not complete that objective if you don't touch the crystal. So
you must pick up the key item. There's a completely different objective: break the Dark Elf spell, which is completed the moment Edward plays his tune. You still have to fight to get out. It's different from complete Cave Magnus. That is what we have here.
Agreed. And before we start, I did want to give a quick shout out to the awesome duo behind the scenes with Euphoric Lemon doing the restream on this race, and then Scythe Marshall lighting up all the buttons once we start the race.
Yay, buttons!
I think you and Pasu are kindred marsupials.
I don't like to eat the buttons. I like to hoard. I like my shinies.
But they're dull right now. Though, sorry, Commander, but I'm going to commandeer the intro for this and say we are off. I tried.
It's fine. So, characters walking through the door.
So we do have a punch mate.
First off, that Yang, that does not mean we have completed Objective 4. Our start characters do not count towards character objectives. There is at least one duplicate Yang confirmed, and our runners will need to find him somewhere if they want to complete that objective.
Agreed. And with only 3 dupes out there, that is going to be one of the dupes. I did notice that we have a spinning Bikini Tornado with Valvalis in the buy-in spot, and she gave the hook, so I can totally see potentially a hook dive in the very near future. Also, I noticed with those starting kits, we did have a Charm Claw, and then our restreamer was very generous with a $6,000 bankroll.
Yeah, and that bankroll is important. We have Sell Zero on, which means that you cannot go to shops to get your money. You also can't get money for junk items and chests. They will all say 0 GP. The only boost we have to that 56,000 is from fights.
And chances are our runners at some point in time will have to face the dreaded inventory boss, the true final boss of Free Enterprise. But it looks like it looks like Like is defeating Like over on the west side of Mount Hobbs. As mentioned, Chad, it is the wrong Demist. It's the Demist that, well,
Demist that nobody demanded. I mean, problem with
really
Demist.
missed out.
Problem with Demist as a summon is that it's based off of the hit points of Rydia, and she just doesn't have that much hit points.
But it's okay, because Pengu did actually let us see what's on the east side of Mount Hobbs, and it's an Ashura, which can be a little sketchy, but that's an objective. That is a Rosa. That is the superior mage. So, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, definitely. You're happy to find Rosa there, even if she's not an objective. That's just cherry on top.
It does look like penguin8r is getting his hovercraft and PK is grabbing his hovercraft, so chances are we are going to be getting that at the very least very early hook dive to see who that character is, check out some of those gated shops, and then potentially see if we have to go down the hook route, what evil or not evil boss is at the ruby spot.
I'll never call a seed Jetty early, certainly not off of one character, but what if Yang is here in Goblin Cave?
It's possible. Ooh, that longsword is actually pretty nice, especially with the nice thing about the hook route is it's a gated area, so characters that are normally more likely to show up behind gated things could be present, like a Fu or an Edge, where that longsword would be like really cool.
Yeah, that'd be a nice combo for Cave Helen, Vanilla Edge, longsword in the chest,
sword in the shop.
Or how about a light sword in the shop? We could have a Cecil up here. We could go for that.
I mean, at least one person has to pander to Commander.
It's a lightning too.
It ain't gonna be, 'cause you have to feed the chocobo.
I wonder what that would feel like, honestly. That sounds amazing.
Speaking of...
Oh, okay. So, I do appreciate vanilla. Is this what pandering is? Vanilla? How this works? But that Demist. So on the one hand, news, you don't have to bother checking the waterfall or mist cave anymore. It's probably the only good news. Like whether this was if this is a required hook dive, then that 25,000 more points worth of turned into mist is going to be super rude. If this is a magma route, like you've got that Demist on your mind, like are you gonna go there and punch through that just for a key item check? I'm probably not, but it'd be tickling my mind. Like, but what if? But what if?
Really quickly, while I'm down from full-on giggles to a slight simmer, a question in chat: does it flag allow dupes, or will they have to dismiss the second Yang if they find him? The bracket stage does not allow for dupes. So you get one Yang, you get one Rydia, and your party get one Edge, so on and so forth. It's also only 10 unique characters can show up. So because math is hard. 2 characters that we don't know which 2 yet are not going to be in this seed. Yang is guaranteed, Rose is guaranteed, that's it. That makes 3 of the character checks duplicate checks. That was a lot more long-winded than I expected. Oh well.
It was a good explanation.
Well, I just hope it didn't get stale, man.
It's quite charming.
Thank you, Pengu.
As penguin8r fighting the Staleman, using the Charm Claw to good effect, it deals quadruple damage against giants and also stops them from hitting his party and lets them focus on hitting each other instead.
I pretty much used up my entire pun quota with that. But yeah, while penguin8r... I hope not. The while penguin8r is getting some arty arrows, which are going to be really nice if somebody uses a bow. PK is actually remembering that Baron exists, And I don't blame him. He's going to check Baron in probably to see who the character in the first boss is.
Sid and either Leg or Leg and Friends.
That is Leg.
Right, there would be more sprites if it was Leg and Friends, wouldn't
there? There would be. There'd be two.
We'll learn that someday.
Would that be... Who would be the second one? Would that be Ruby or Kanatsu, or would that be Val? Because I know... Oh, that's free.
No clue. But you know what? The second Baron N fight is super free.
But it's also really awkward because Edge is here. That's like your parents being the chaperones at a high school dance.
Between Rubicon? Hey, Rubicon, you hussy! Quit flashing that leg!
As he shows leg. But yeah, King Queen Evelyn is, well, as free as free can get. You really wish it was in a difficult spot, but you know what? This spot, Baron in 2 can be a little annoying with certain parties and certain bosses, so I'm sure PK is not totally beat up over the fact that he found that there, and he's really not beat up over the fact that this just got objectively good.
Very objectively good. We've seen character on Hobbs, and we've only seen 2 key items, and both of them lead toward objectives. So, moving along.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point, Commander. That one of the objectives, number 3, trade away the Pinktail. You need 2 key items. You need the Pinktail. Shocking, I know, but you also need the hook. So yeah, see, you're the smart one in this commentary, Commander.
We're all doomed then.
I know, right?
PK is the first to go to Antlion. Excuse me while I twitch over that. But here we go.
But meanwhile, penguin8r did take out the Ashura. Did he use the life lock? Did you notice?
Probably, given his damage output for that party.
Yeah.
I've had to have life locked it. You'd need a mute knife or something. Thank you, Lem. Thank you for the confirmation and Scythe. Somebody's got to keep us straight here in this booth.
I would be aghast if someone tried to do that.
No, after a long day of work, you finally sit down to do comms and you just say, "Oh, my body."
No, you just cast Lit 1 on everybody.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah, I presume that you approve of the actions that PK is taking here before ending this fight.
Yeah. To be fair, Rydia is a pretty good anchor. She serves that purpose. But yeah, so we do get to see that Mylon and friends fight go really quickly in this spot. PK's already through it. penguin8r's going to be getting through it pretty quickly himself. And that key item, ooh, is a tower key.
Well, that will deny the penguin. Well, it will enable, excuse me, penguin8r special if either of our runners feel like opening the super cannon room and leaving the top of tower behind.
Oh, I thought it was the other way for some reason. Probably because I'm dumb.
Oh yeah, keyless tower is a thing, but penguin8r special is the opposite. Just take the super cannon room.
Well, penguins
and taking
fly.
Tower when you have the tower key and ignoring the super cannon room. That's the Vermilion game.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. Penguins can't fly, and you know they might be scared of heights or something.
I don't know. It has its place. You want that quick 10th key item, you need to give a party a little bit of a bump. You might just be going straight for go mode and hoping it's that. There's a few spots it comes in.
Yeah, PK is just darting through that Ashura fight with, well, literally a dart.
And literally a dart.
Yeah.
Making it for a C stars before she goes down.
I like it. So, excuse me. The thing is with Edge in the party, Edge is really good early game, even with Sineki. He's nerfed with Sineki, but it's pretty strong nonetheless. So, especially with that flame ability, the multicast, he's kind of the one that's going to be going burr until further notice. The thing is with Edge, though, is Edge is a weapon mage, and he either needs good weapons to go slashy with, or he needs good darts to go throwy with. If you don't have either of those, not so great. But I did see way back in the weapon shop of Cape Evelyn, there were drain spears that were able to be purchased. Ooh. So if our runners remember that,
yeah, it'd be interesting. You know, going into this flag set, you're on a very limited budget. It's one thing when you can just, take a few extra chests to fund that purchase, but it's another thing when you've got that 56,000 plus fights to work with. It'd be very interesting to see if either of our runners go for that. But one cute thing about Cell Zero is that a lot of loot that normally would be relegated to the selling bin does get thrown, like the Shuriken. On most flag sets, you're just going to see runners toss that into the shop and say, shut up and give me my 10k, but here that's no good, so as well dart it.
Well, and plus, speaking of the darts with Edge, I mean, the weapon damage that he's doing right now would absolutely pale him in comparison to the darting damage he would do with those drain spears.
Yeah. No doubt.
And here I wait until the gears finally turn in his head.
Oh no, I heard it. Sometimes you just got to no-sell it and move on. I mean, occasionally that's the only response.
But yeah, that paled him, which can give runners some headaches. PK was able to just get through that really quickly. Meanwhile, Penguin does get his legend sword, and PK gets a shiny headpiece.
PK gets to mark one key item check that he's made off his list and say, well, that's done.
Yeah.
I was about to say Crystal Helmet is at least better than a Samurai Helmet, but given that only Cecil can wear it, it might be up for debate.
Yeah, the King of Football made it crystal clear that it was not the place to go for our runners today.
It's tough ruling the kingdom when you're metaphorically or literally at the helm of your country's destiny.
See, you're learning.
Judge.
No, that match was a few hours ago. Meanwhile, though, PK is making all the checks, and it makes sense. Our runners doing as many checks as possible to see if we can, well, avoid that hook route, even though the demist is there. For those that are tuning in a little bit late, we have found demist, and demist is in the ruby spot, which is not fun. So our runners are trying to find a magma key, which would be really heckin' cool.
Well, they get to go through Octomom first. We might have Calamari Mountain here. And what's behind it.
Yeah, I got no puns for this one because that face is just creepy.
It's very creepy. There are a significant number of bosses that just are the giant maw of teeth. I'm not sure what that says about the game designers, honestly, but if you just take a careful look at Octomom, Antlion, Sid in the menu.
What I found out not terribly long ago was I used to think it would be like damage barriers that caused Octomom to lose tentacles. It's apparently every 3 hits.
Well, the first tentacle goes after 3 hits, and then every 2 hits afterwards. So hit 3, hit 5, hit 7, hit 9, etc., etc. Is one a tentacle. So feel free to, if you're desperate for hits, throw 4 rages or anything that would normally be damage. Just make sure you make contact.
This could be kind of an awkward fight. We have our, well, clearly our magic wielding guards right here.
Yeah, there's a few ways. I see 3 coffins there in the inventory. Does PK decide this is worth it for the speed? Yes, he does.
An interesting point. PK did not save between Octopus. Pengu has, which I can understand the save just because the ordeal is 2 spot. Sure. I mean, you could get some terrible, terrible, terrible bosses there. But not so much this one.
Yeah. Big and Val are very high on my list of please not in the back attack spot. Please no. Why?
And the nice thing is we already know what Val is.
But yeah, one less thing to worry about. She's just chilling in the barren foyer. PK is through. Gonna give us our first look at this Ordeal's Tomb.
Well then.
So, that is probably the Excalibur that got sent out into the world when Kokol said, I'm not giving it to you anymore. Seems an appropriate place to tuck it.
And I know you're going to turtle up and get all defensive when I say, not that that's a really good sword for a sus we have, but that's a really good dart for an edge we actually have.
Look, so the sword was probably handed over by the fiend in the lake instead of the traditional lady in the lake. But you really shouldn't toss it back that way. You could try and make some use of it. It's rude.
I didn't say toss it the lady in the lake. I said toss it a boss or just...
You think that makes it any better?
Yes.
I don't agree.
Well, how about this? We'll make a deal.
Sol, wherever he is now a paladin. And Tella, wherever he is, has learned Meteor.
We'll make a deal. You can keep the Excal for if there's a Cecil in this seed. So when we do get the crystal sword, it gets fed to the Chocobo.
I knew you were going to say that.
But all in all, that was a fairly... The bosses looked a little scary, but for the most part, that was a fairly free deals. Easy deals? Or deals light?
PK makes up some time with the coffins. He didn't need it to get through the fight, but he just wanted to be through quickly, and you see that paying off. But penguin8r will, still have more resources if something comes up later on that's a bit rude. So we'll see how that goes. PK ain't gonna make the Castle Eblin play. This is getting more and more common now that we've shifted from T Wildish in the brackets to T Pro in the...
It pulls an Ashura.
Well, that came out backwards. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, chat. Back in
Elephant bone and a cat claw.
We were T Wildish. Now that we're in brackets, we're T Pro. Yeah, it's been good.
Wow.
Double tiara.
So, for those of you looking
for maybe you stop now? Oh, you're still going. Oh, you found a trap chest, but I think you've got an hourglass. That was probably your plan. Yeah, you've got 3 hourglasses. You're playing for keeps. You might not make it back.
So the question will eventually become, how much looting do you even bother doing after Castle Eblin? Because wow.
Maybe some fine Hanzo. Yang is set with that Yang is definitely set with that cat claw. He's loving life. Both of the ladies, I mean, granted Rydia's being an anchor for days, but maybe at some point PK will feel motivated to pivot to a Sid anchor, and that tiara will definitely help Rydia. Yeah, I think some Hanzo would round out the looting nicely.
Well, the thing is with Sid as an anchor, I don't think our runners have found a cursed ring yet. And I know with keeping Rydia down, it's a lot easier, but with Sid getting levels, at some point, I think it would be better to get. There's a nice start. To get a cursed ring on Sid.
Yeah, that is a good point. If you get Sid to the point where he's surviving Big Bangs, then he is starting to lose his effectiveness as an egg. So we'll see how this goes.
Also, shout out to Castle Evelyn for having untrapped chests give better loot than trap chests.
Rando, Gunna, Rando.
It's like, what's the range on the trap chest? I know you can spike a tier 7. But that drains you though. Heck.
Pasa Morpheus was just talking about this on comms not too long ago. If memory is correct, he said 30, 40, 30 for tier 5, 6, 7 in a trap chest in Castle Leblin, but I cannot swear to that.
That sounds like a lot of math.
Penguin8r did go, or no, PK, sorry, wrong screen, did go and pick up a few Drain Spears.
He purchased 3, which, again, those are relatively inexpensive darts that do a decent amount of damage. And, yeah, they just boost Edge's damage that much more, which will be super helpful for the D-Mist fight. Because D-Mist likes, well, trolling hard.
Yeah, a lot of hit points there. And after punching 3 times, goes into Mist Phase and just hangs out there for a while watch your timer burn away. No PK likes to play it aggressive with D-Mist sometimes, zerking in, bringing a Zerker along and healing during the Mist Phase. Not sure if he has the capability for that, and he might just be content with those Drain Spears. Slumber Sword is a legit early dart too. It's no Drain Spear, but at least it was free.
With that being said, Pengu also picked up a power shirt, so that is a fantastic find for our Edge, most likely.
Yeah, plus 15 to strength, not only boosting the damage from each hit, but with free Enterprise giving an attacker an extra swing for every 8 points of strength, you're just bringing in more and more damage if you've come up with a decent weapon.
On the flip side of looting, we do have PK checking out those Mad Ogres and getting an Hourglass out, so it's going to be just watching our Edge just do horrible, terrible things to these Mad Ogres. I should say he's doing magical things to these Mad Ogres.
Well, they are mages. You wouldn't know it from their name. There's apparently interesting backstory here that's a cautionary tale and experimentation. The Mad Ogres themselves are mages, so as well as giants. So you can bring your Charm Claws, your Mute Knives, your Mute Arrows, anything that plays well against either type for bonus damage.
And I'm wondering what Edge currently has equipped just for the massive amount of damage he was doing. I know probably the longsword.
Would you like some more crystal armor type? Because we're working on filling out the set.
At this point, the mannequin in the corner gathering dust is going to look great.
Right? So shiny. Okay, a little bit ahead. Again, didn't dive Watery Pass. Went through Iron Guards a little faster. So Penguin8r, though, has a little more in resources. Oh, hey, Sylph Summon.
Yeah, that is a heck of a good
Video wasn't an anchor. No? Cool or something.
True, but the Sylph Summon... Well, okay, if Rosa wasn't in the party, it would be super beneficial to have that Sylph. With her in the party, she's still pretty useless. PK is tenting up and most likely saving so we can find out who is in that King-Queen spot. Again, we know we have D-Mist at Ruby, but that King-Queen, although the HP, I found out is like 6,000 or so from comms. It punch hard.
It does. It's a very punchy spot.
Ooh, that start is a nice pickup going into that. Survey says, Oh.
Well, this spot doesn't. This
Oh.
guy doesn't punch at all. He just counts at you, and you go, "Oh, that's cute. I'm gonna hit you for 6K first."
That's a baby blood.
I mean, might have to throw a dart along the way. Might have to put up a wall and just bounce your nuke back at you. Who knows? Kamikaze a Sid as one does.
Sid does have a very explosive personality.
It's a short fuse at times, you know? Thought about some anger management classes, but just wasn't going for it.
Oh, I love it. Now the question is PK was not able to do enough damage.
It does not quite. Yeah. Cheeky little Bahamut.
That's trying to save
much
the
his friend here. Charmclaw has, well, issues. Not targeting weakness. Much better to have practically anything else. Switching to a middle sword might get him through this time, but that'll give penguin8r a little bit of chance to catch up.
Wait, so what's the issue with Charmclaw?
It does not boost Edge's attack power at all because it's a claw, and it has really bad accuracy, so he's not going to hit as often as he normally would.
That was a
you might not know, but if someone's swinging like 6 or 7 times, as Edge might be by this point, the Charm Claw on, you might only see 5 of those hit, and then you'll see the damage number drop off accordingly.
That was a very charming answer, Commander.
I was calling for the depths of knowledge that I've picked up from listening to much better people on comms than me.
Yeah, it definitely didn't make me swim, though. But meanwhile, PK has.
No, that's what the black sword is for, or the assassin dagger.
One of them did pick up a black sword. I think penguin8r picked up the black sword in the watery pass.
Good. PK is through. Gonna go save. Says, please don't make me fight that Bahamut. And let's deal with demons.
Yeah, Demus can be, well, just annoying. Demus will get 3 attacks off and then go Nana Boo Boo, switch into Mist form, and you can't do any damage to it. If you do a fight, or a fight command goes off while Mist is in the Mist form, it'll use Cold Mist and do a little bit of damage. I don't know what the magic is in this particular spot, but I'd rather not risk it.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it's not the damage from the coldness that makes you wince. You just a few seconds every time. If you have a berserker that you've turned loose, it's just rough. And yes, the darts were 4.
Yeah, Pegu definitely taking that save as well, getting that extra Stardust item. And yeah, so it's this is going to be a very scripted fight that we're going to be seeing Abyss for a little while. Them darts, though. Those are very draining on Demist.
And unfortunately, it's not going to cause Demist to slumber.
He definitely missed the point on that one. But this is the Mist form that we mentioned, where you really, you can't do anything to demist, but on the bright side, if you're in like a really bad spot, this is the perfect time to go, oh heck, and get your party back up to decent, like, HP totals, alive, in Rydia's case, dead, all that good stuff.
Rude.
But what I found out, go on.
Well, that's all I got. Let Rydia hit things.
Yeah, she can hit the floor. Anyway, so what I found out with Demus is when the text bubble that says you're ready to fight, in addition to I totally forgot the game I was thinking of. But at that point, you could start issuing commands, and none of them will activate until after Demus has returned to the corporeal form. So you can start your jump commands, your spell commands, as you saw with PK. The moment you saw the text bubble, and actually penguin8r for the same manner, they started activating the edge commands. So you can get things prepped and not be in trouble.
Yeah, no surprise seeing both of these runners knowing exactly how far they can push that on. Hey, look, Granny is useful. She's throwing a Boreas. Oh, right, yeah.
That's cute.
Summoner noises.
Yeah, if I'm going to go meta here, Commander. If I wanted an actual summoner, I would summon, like, I don't know, anybody else.
That was a convincing argument.
I summoned Ico, for crying out loud.
There you go. You came up with a summoner.
What? Let's see.
No works? Definitely.
Okay.
So, it's a Demus fight. We're going to be here a little while. We knew what we were in for when we saw it. We're here. A shout out to Euphoric Lemon for rolling us up this interesting start, followed by the wall at the Demus, and Scythe Marshall for taking care of lighting up the buttons. We know that there haven't been that many buttons, but don't fall asleep. It just means there's a lot more of them coming along. And Asuka, having a blast here with you so far. Let's keep it up.
Hey, Commander, you're okay.
That's right.
But no, seriously, give some love and some follows to everybody. Definitely follow Commander LaliHo. He does some pretty heckin' cool stuff. He's currently doing a really fun playthrough of Final Fantasy VIII, which he may or may not enjoy as a good Final Fantasy.
Surprising no one.
But also, point of note, if you're sick of my puns, I don't blame you. But if you think you can do better, you know what? We are always looking for new people. First off, join our Discord, because there's a lot of really great, smart people that know how to play this game. I am not one of them, but Commander is. So he can really help you out and help you learn stuff, but good. And yeah, you want to join the Restream team? Cool. We have a sign up for that. If you've never done anything like this before, whether it's tracking items or even putting on the show in a Restream or talking to yourself in a room with monitors and a microphone and sadness. I mean, yeah.
Joy.
Anyway, join. It's
so much
really
joy.
Fun. It's really fun, and the people here are amazing, and it's a great community. Probably the greatest community that I've been a part of in my short time in anything speedrunning. But yeah, we only bite on days that end in Y, so you're safe.
Ow.
I didn't do it.
So you say.
Yeah. We're in 2 different time zones, heck.
So you say. Tom's has just become me on a loop saying, so you say. I'm just going to hit the button every time. You're on your own now.
Well, hi everybody. We have a demist. Ooh, wait, do I hear coffin horn strats? Commander, you're the smart person. What's a coffin horn strat? With a berserk character.
I meant liking to play it aggressive and berserking a Demus. Berserking someone for a Demus and then canceling the berserk. Unihorn is the typical method, but you can always just coffin a character that will shut down a berserk.
It's a really good way for Fu and friends, but it's also a really good way to eventually shut down a Demus. And PK at 36.5 minutes, has defeated the hook route and is heading underground. So here's the thing, chat. Demist in this flag set eventually gives you a key item. You have to manually go and talk to Rydia's mom, though. It is kind of a thing that sometimes people forget to turn in Demist. So let's hope our runners don't forget to turn in Demist.
Yeah, just the more things that you have to do between finishing the Demist fight and getting back to Mist Village, the more chances you have for it to fly out of your mind. Not that I wouldn't, I totally know. We all know. It's happened to us all. And there are a lot of things to do when you first get underground, even if you just are on a super quick trip. I mean, do you fade Famar Shreeby? Do you not set up Sheila 1 just to go do Demist? It seems a bit aggressive.
But still, we definitely want these runners to not miss out on getting that free key item check. But the fact that PK is filling up his HP and MP is telling me that I think he's going to go to Dwarf Castle. PK, don't prove me wrong. PK. Hey! So, Dwarf Castle. Dwarf Castle's a pretty
hard for a duplicate character. Makes sense.
That's true. We still need the Yang. But it's also just a very high density check. Ooh, hi Odin. If you're looking for boss fights, you have two bosses that are relatively straightforward. One a little more cheeky than the other. We do get that character check and we do get that key item check. So it's a pretty condensed check. And it's a very frequently gone to location fairly early if the runner feels like they can take that fight on, or those fights on.
Even without the warp glitch on, letting us peek the sealed cave, it's still a nice early grab under the circumstances. Just don't forget your Demist.
But with the Odin fight, it is a little bit of a ticking time bomb before Odin decides, you know what, I'm bored with y'all. I'm just going to raise my sword, go whack! And then pretty much kill everybody. So is this a spot? What'd I do?
Rydia dodges Sid's arrow, says, "Stop it, Sid. I'm trying to cast Lightning 1 over here. Leave me alone."
Sigh, Rydia. Ooh, that was a punchy spot from Odin right there. Now, do our runners have a Thunderclaw available, or is it just doing as much damage as possible?
I haven't seen a Thunderclaw, and that is definitely not Thunderclaw damage. Odin is, I believe, super weak to lightning, and we'd be seeing much harder hits if Edge was wielding PK's favorite claw.
The Wonder Thunder Thunderclaw. But on the flip side, Pengu has defeated Demist himself, and at just over 40 minutes, he's also underground.
Yep, not too far behind. Easily made up by a fight going smoother, or just deck that PK takes that does nothing, like this dwarf castle that could be a gauntlet. But oh, hey, wow! You know, for a food, it's almost worth it.
Aw, boo!
But it's just a water hag anyway. It's totally worth it then. Like, this could be a samurai helm and his dwarven jewelry, and this check paid off.
This blue robe check had me going for a second there. I'm so sad.
Asuka, you want to explain why taking two boss fights is a lot more attractive once Fu walks in the door?
Okay, so Fusoya has the Fu challenge, which means Fu starts off kind of weak sauce, only gets like 6 spells. But every time you beat a boss, he learns 3 random spells. Things like Nuke, Quake, Meteor, the good stuff. They're usually weighted near the end. So the more bosses, speaking of Nuke, the more bosses you take on, the stronger Fu gets. Plus, he gets, I think, an extra 100 HP, which is nice. And no one cares about Bahamut. We don't have a character that can use it. Rydia's mom
lies.
ironically gives Bahamut, which is just kind of funny if you think about it. As mentioned in chat, Bahamut, your punishment for not leveling Rydia.
Not too late.
You have Fu! Fu do Fu things with Nuke. Is
Nice. More vanilla. Look at that. Vanilla Edge, vanilla Luca key, 2 down, many more to go.
So I know. Oh, hi. Sirens have a 90% chance of showing up in a seed. And so we've hit the 90%, which is great. That's our leveling, or that's our grind at some point.
Yeah, with an edge, we could always steal them off the eyeballs and lower Babel if we had to. But, you know, if you don't have to spend the time doing that, much faster just to make the purchase.
That's a valid point. Now the question, oh wow, so that Fu is almost complete.
No, Link, are you suggesting that Bahamut is the real terror?
Is it punishment? Let me show you how.
The Oscar.
No, the true punishment is getting stuck on comms with me. Hey! Anyway, PK is going to my current least favorite area in the game. I hate this tower, but he's checking his chest and he's getting karate, so that's fine. But Tower of Babel.
Yes, Mirthus, we have noticed that piece of irony. Bahamut at King Queen Eblin, Demist right behind it. Demist turn in, have your Bahamut.
You're a Bahamut? Us? It's like the Ouroboros, but Bahamut. Words and things and stuff is hard. Anyway, Tower of Babel. Wow. We do know who's at the top of the tower, and that is... There we go. Our restreamer has it with Bahamutception.
There we go. Yes, this is the top of tower. And that's a little bit on the punchy side. The magic is weak, but the vanilla spot likes to go grrr and punch. So.
And with Antlion, who likes to grrr and punch? That's a very gurry and punchy fight.
But, you know, we have a Fu, we have Nuke. Probably good.
Very true. And the thing is with Antlion counters fight commands. So if Edge just darts or uses like Flame or something, or if our mages use a spell, if Yang uses the power, if Rydia just takes a nap, we're good. You'll still have to deal with some of the physical attacks, which are going to hurt, but otherwise, yeah, this is going to be a microwaved bug.
That sounds messy, and I refuse to clean your microwave.
I've had cooked bugs before. They are not bad. Fried grasshoppers, pretty good.
I will take your word for it.
Source protein.
I won't say it's impossible to get me to try fried grasshoppers. I will. That'd be a heck of a bribe. Let's leave it at that.
Commander, I will pull rank on you to get you to eat one.
I'm sorry, I don't see a rank by your name. It doesn't say Admiral Asuka up
My
there.
rank is awesome.
It doesn't say General Asuka up there. There's no rank there. What exactly are you pulling? Which one of us has rank in our name, huh?
Well, no, you don't have rank in your name. You have Commander and Leonhardt in your name.
That is a rank.
I am adamant that you are going to Thank you, Adamant, for bailing me out with that pun. We have another objective on the table. The Restream
Top
can't
of
handle
tower.
that. Awesome.
Value.
So we do have the forge.
Super cannon room on the way out. And he's gonna forge. He's gonna get nothing for it other than, hey, objective 1, because Excal got sent over to Ordeals.
Technoling. Do not tempt me to start singing that song. It's time for Animaniacs.
Maniacs.
To the max.
Where's Amy to the max? Just back and relax. You'll laugh till you collapse. We're Animaniacs.
Meanwhile, it turns out the probably arguably freest boss location in the game had a lunar sparkle in the form of D-lunars. But on the flip side, penguin8r is not going to the tower, but is showing us a party rock as the free march item. So that could be a lot of value right there.
Yeah, T-Pro, there's still a few things that could be grabbed that would be useful, especially since I don't remember seeing penguin8r make that Eblin castle dive that PK did, so...
Especially since we could grab a Yang.
That too. There are 2 character checks along the way. I'm thinking, you've got your eyes on the prize.
To answer your comment in chat, it was legally distinct, but sounding similar, but legally distinct. I can play that game. Adomaniacs.
A Nix Panicus? That is exactly what my plan is.
Uh-oh. Commander.
Can't carry a tune. The bots have no idea what's going on.
Commander. Have you noticed? Yeah. You see what Pengu did?
Arg! Arg!
So show us the face. That's a gauntlet.
So, you know that's an alt gauntlet on the right.
You know it'd be really, really useful on that karate fight, Mr. Commander Leonhardt.
Cecil.
You know what character we don't have yet?
Cecil. Getting all the value out of this tower. I mean, you go to a location and walk away with an adamant for forging and a pan for 2 more checks. Had a good time.
I think we're definitely trying to pan to the audience by showing us that check right away. And actually, out of curiosity, why do you think PK hasn't forged yet?
I mean, might as well bonk.
Yeah,
I suspect he's going to do both. He's closer to Sylph Cave if he goes down to... Yeah, that'll be good for Fu. Yeah, if he flies down to Goal's Forge, he's got to then fly all the way back. Probably feels he, started out next to one. Might as well go there.
Yeah, that Stardust Rod, though. That's pretty. and for Fu, that's really pretty.
Okay, now I don't know. I've got nothing.
And Nixon chat definitely has it right. We have all these Yangs, but never the right Yang. A little unfortunate. PK is checking that.
Look at this miss.
As we found out, it's well, it's an orb. You're so Yahtzee. This makes me happy. Oh, but yeah, we still need a couple items. We're still looking for a Pinktail. We're looking for a Twin Harp. We're also looking for Z access. Whether it's past the Darkness Crystal. One of those would be really heckin' nice. Interesting. PK is going to Kaipo. Is he going to be checking that character? He is.
Maybe. Enough character checks, and you want to see, you'd like to know by now, is the Sand Ruby the answer? In fact, it is not more vanilla.
Yeah, that shows us our next dupe character with a second Rosa. So definitely not the value he was looking for there. Hopefully he can find out that whether or not Sheila has the goods this time around. What crazy utensil is Sheila cooking with today?
I'm gonna say heavy suit of armor. using it as a cookie sheet.
I'm going to say a rat tail. And it's a spoon!
That seems more vanilla!
It's a spoon.
So,
tell me why it's so depressing to find a spoon. Sad part.
I don't know what you're talking about. Dart Edge is, that's a much better dart than Excalibur. It seems great.
They're both dartable. so because we can't have fun, they turn the spoon flag off. Edward can't equip the spoon anymore, so no. Edward doesn't get to go burr. No.
Literally, it's the extent of its usefulness is it is a key item towards 10, and you can throw it in someone's face.
But that we have underground
Speaking
access.
of things that are even less useful, that's just a key item toward.
Well, we'll pause. That's 9 key items now.
Yes.
And we know
less useful.
We know for a fact that there's a 10th key item in the free march. Because
the Earth Crystal that Penguin.
Ooh, but PK is checking the spicy check with the Luca key.
I like this. It doesn't take too long. You found most of what you're looking for already. So, Twin Harp is value and Tail is immediate value. PK doesn't know the Earth Crystal isn't here, but if you get that or the Baron Key, walk that out happily. As Sand Ruby, you've wisely checked that. You know it's a dupe character. You can reset out of that and have no fear. And Package is like kind of the only question mark if you find a key item here. It's like, you gotta take it just in case that's where our duplicate Yang is, but Yeah. And dissatisfied, penguin8r is just now getting out of the tower, so hasn't had a chance to complete one. And PK is putting it off, maybe until he leaves the underground for the last time.
Pretty much there's a lot of different schools of the Feymarch, whether it's like Feymarch or never Feymarch, but you always want to check that free chest. And, well, here we found out that, yeah, that chest actually might have something of use. We don't know for sure. It could just be complete duds, but that's not one character. That's 2 characters and a free key item, or a key item after you complete that. So it's, considering we're still missing that Punch Mage, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, you gotta like the chances when you're still hunting down a character. So much vanilla! I can't take it, Asuka. I can't take it. Ah! Fork Lemon trying to take the crown away. Bathis and Zoe Vermilion. Oh my goodness. I'm here for it.
Well, here's the thing. This boss fight, I believe it's Evil Wall in vanilla, which I would laugh hilariously if this is Evil Wall. But it could actually be a very surprisingly rude fight. Not so much with Leviathan, but
it's okay.
I don't know what the
Ice 2's here. Yeah, the Ice 2's gonna burn a bit. But
wouldn't it freeze?
You'd think, wouldn't you?
I don't think. Period. Not as much as I don't. Meanwhile, Pengu is going to be showing us what's in. Well, going to be doing the forge, getting his second objective done, and is not going to be showing us what's in that Cocoa Forge shop.
It says Cocoa shopping in this economy? You lost your mind? Gets the objective out of the way, says, I have no time for your underground shenanigans, which means he's leaving that darkness crystal behind, for the moment at least, but to be fair, he just did a pan bonk. You want to get that out of the way. check your freebies, do your objectives. Penguin8r following both of those rules right now.
Yeah, this is a very, very sketchy fight for PK right now, and sure enough, he has reset out of it. And the problem with this is you do not want to leave that darkness crystal on the table.
No, not at all.
For all our viewers know, the past could be on the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's technically 2 character checks with the Lunar Dias character, and then if they want to get real cheeky, the actual giant, which, Commander, you're the smart person in the room. Why haven't we seen much of the giant lately?
A few reasons. One, he turned off XP boost. So you can't, if you keep Iridia on the floor the way everyone has been doing in the seed, you can't just drag her off to the giant and get double XP for your D machine grind. Secondly, we have the vanilla giant flag on. So if you do go in, you can't just walk back out the way you came. You've got to go through the bosses to finish the job.
And yeah, there are plenty of bosses that we still haven't seen that could just cause a lot of heck for our runners. There's a couple super important ones that are off the table. Ones like Odin, ones like Kanatsu. We know where Vilvalis is, but there's still plenty out there. That's just not going to be fun. Not mentioning a certain favorite Canadian nope rope.
I haven't seen them. And there's going to be a few bosses we are very unlikely to see, having found that early D-Mist. The package boss, only if that's our only Yang. We might see that. I'll be surprised to see D-Mist, whatever boss is in Mist Cave or Waterfall.
We do have some divergence. While PK is taking on Leviathan, and for those that may have just joined in, this spot, the Aluka Cave, does have the Darkness Crystal. This is a vanilla spot, so that's a bad board face AI from through there.
Yeah, the magic in this spot is not messing around. It's one of those spots where all it does is petrify, so they never wanted it to miss.
And Penguin8r on the other side is going to Troya, and we do have that Earth Crystal. So the big question becomes, are we going to see a rate of a nerfed treasury?
Yeah, nerfed because we're not allowed to touch tier 7. We have max tier 6 on, so if you want tier 7 loot, you're going to need it from a failed key item check or a trap chest. But still could be pretty good on T-Pro.
Thankfully, PK has gotten through the Leviathan, and to just springboard off a couple answers that was for a question in chat, the way character objectives work are you have to find the character, and the initial 2 characters don't count. So we actually started off with Iridia as the first character, and Yang was the second character. But since Yang was in the original party, we know there's a Yang somewhere else. We just don't know where he is yet. But looks like Pengu is being a runner of the people, and he's going to show us, let us rate that treasury.
Torque bandana,
longsword, Thunderclaw.
There we go. Thunderclaw. Good times.
Inventory boss.
Yes, but mute knife also very useful. Take a moment, find 8 things you don't need as well, since you're stuck in the
middle. Axe is nice. Silent staff is nice.
Yeah. Considering that it's T Pro max tier 6, considering the party, I give it an 8. Yeah, coffee.
The Stork Robe was really full. And yeah, there's some good stuff for Yang, but not bad. PK is finally going to the Feymarch after getting 1 crystal. He's going to be getting a 2nd crystal in the near future, while Pengu is giving us the preview of, well, what is in the Tower of Zot today.
Coffee and chocobos? I am Team Ninja Shirt and Team White Shirt. I appreciate gear that significantly changes a character's outcomes when facing Big Bang.
Here's my strike range check. I'm Team Blue Barracudas, personally. Now we get to play Who's as Old as I Am in chat. Let's go.
If you watched me run a mystery seed and you've seen that look on my face when I'm first figuring out what a flag does, that's me right now.
Oh, Commander, I don't want to be mean and say it. Anywho, PK is finding out that yes, we found our own gauntlet, and we did find the incorrect karate mage, but we, on the other side, penguin8r is going to let bygones be bygones and take him out as quickly as possible with that nuke.
Being called out in chat, and I don't understand.
Commander Olmec! Do you want to be Bradley D. Baker? Or no, D. Bradley Baker. Sorry, D. Bradley Baker. Dissatisfied. Scala, you see that in chat.
No idea.
Olmec must.
Scala's thinking.
Oh wait, I'll
Last
take
time
this.
I heard that at time you got Scala thinking when you're facing Pink Puffmas and there was a request for a Discord emote and suddenly everybody was making pink.
I know. But Scala, the choice is yours and yours alone. So both of our writers have faded the shop. They did the forge, but looks like penguin8r will be telling us more with who that second character is going to be.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
It's a board. That's
they're not going to take it. It's Team Anna and Zot.
It's like a family gathering gone wrong in Tower.
Decided to make Edward. Finally has decided to make Edward pay.
Bad bard noises.
Well, here's your evil wall.
Yeah.
Something else. Hey, yay, not on the moon.
That's true. You know who does really good against evil wall, Commander? Aside from a nuke, don't say it.
Being able to cast heal after all those petrifies comes in super handy.
Oh, Eddie. To answer a question in chat, Rosa is at the Sand Ruby. So we know 2 of our dupes right now. Obviously, ironically, both the characters we need to get. But PK is going to be showing us another character check, and this could be huge if this is that punch mate.
Drum roll.
We got betrayed hard.
Mage. A package over by penguin8r could give us our punch mage. We're getting close to no mode in the booth regarding this Yang.
Yeah, there's not many spots. There's the giant. There's the package. That's it.
And the Baron key. We don't have the Baron key yet.
True. penguin8r is going to be
dwindling down.
Yeah, that's. Ooh, I would be hard pressed to not check that package. At least peek the character. PK going to the Earth Crystal, getting that and getting the package, and then penguin8r going to the sealed cave and finding the Darkness Crystal there. But yeah, I would be very hard pressed to not check the package to see if that Yang is right there. And then if Yang is there, save him for later.
Alistair, the main character, is Kane.
The rat tail
What the rat
gave
tail gave.
the magma key.
Oh, right. I was busy complaining that it was worse than this one.
I just thought you were complaining that you were stuck with me for the duration of this stream. I mean,
how many times have I been stuck with you?
I don't know. Your mic conveniently cut out when you were saying that. I'm not kidding, though.
So you say.
That was perfect. Even your microphone is on my side. and you're wondering what my rank was.
Apparently it's how can you tell if I'm blinking or not, Cubs?
As our runners are kind of rubber banding back and forth between checks that the other one's already done, quick shout out to the amazing people behind the scenes. We have Euphoric Lemon that's rolled us this heckin' good seed, and then we have Scythe Marshall, names are hard, that's lighting up all the buttons and making things look all pretty and shiny. If you can hear the blinking in chat, that is kind of terrifying. But also give them some love, give them some follows. Follow our runners. They're both absolutely amazing people, and they're also really heckin' good at this game. They're really putting on a clinic and a show, and they've been around for a while. And they're also two people that love helping out new people, and they're willing to answer questions. They're willing to give anyone everyone time of day, and they're really fun to watch. But most importantly, give Commander some love. It takes a little bit of psychosis to be willing to do comms with me, and he's done it multiple times. So yeah, Commander's heckin' good. So give follows and love and friendship to everybody. The end.
Never claim to be sane. But also, do give Asuka some love, a follow. She can be cajoled into playing some free enterprise, complaining all the while how bad she is at it. But you can also wander on over and see some heckin' good Resogon and some Groove Coaster late at night. It's good times.
My whole purpose is to make everyone else feel good by finishing last all the time. But penguin8r was able to get through the sealed cave a lot faster than PK was, just because PK did end up taking a wipe in that fight. So it's ironically kind of close right now. Though, Commander, question. I know PK reset out of seeing Kane. Did he reset out of the entire lunar summoning thing?
Ooh, that's a good question. Just to go back up there, then hey, he's got to launch the whale again, and that could be required. One of the things that probably helped penguin8r a lot is getting that Thunder Claw out of the treasury.
Good point.
There are a lot of bosses that are weak to Thunder, and Leviathan is on that list.
Yeah, especially since we are playing Pokemon rules here, and electric is strong, or water is weak to electric. So, yeah.
Okay, chat's pointing out that he saved before launching, heading to Earth, or to the moon, rather. So he doesn't sit through that cutscene again.
There we go. That makes sense. So penguin8r is going to be launching his lunar whale. PK is going to be getting his package. Now, penguin8r did not check the package. I wonder if PK will. I mean, tune in next time.
Yes. Nyx Panicus, yes. Yes, it is. I saw it one of the first times that I got Evil Wall in one of these backgrounds, and I cannot unsee it. Still. Makes me a little twitchy.
I like how this has officially become a Pokemon discussion. Magmar best Pokemon. You can at me at that one. Oh, Pangu has checked the
That's
package.
that's sorry. Orum. I have traditional renames, chat. Occasionally I trip up on it.
Oh, wait, sorry. That was awesome! Oh, so, interestingly enough.
Yeah, Gambit. Yeah, Gambit.
It does look like we know where our punch mage is. Answering a question, chat, package was at the top of the Tower of Zot. And that was pretty much it. Everything else was a dud, except Edward. Edward's never a dud. But
yeah,
we know where Yang is. And Yang,
well,
almost know. I'm getting
Giant is a coin flip at this
point. Yeah, that's true, because the other option is Baron.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And it looks like our runners are high-fiving each other.
Yeah, like he never had too much of a lead. He got a bit of a lead on that D-Mist, but penguin8r, thanks to finding that Earth Crystal on the March dive pretty early on and getting the boost from that loot, is making up that time. It's looking really, really close.
And now the true lunar coin flip. Top down, bottom up.
With more than one thing needed, I suspect that both runners are going to go with what PK is doing and go straight to the bottom, but we'll see. Sure enough.
I mean, like, my question is, if you... Pinktail, I wouldn't leave. But if you get, say, the Twin Harp or the Baron Key, do you leave? Do you take that gamble?
The Baron Key, almost certainly. That answers the coin flip question of the Giant. Baron Key puts you in go for that objective. You know you have everything you need to clear that objective. There's also 2 key items there. So if either of those is the pink tail or the harp, then that puts you in go mode at that moment. So Baron Key, very tempting. Harp, a little more of a gamble. It is an objective, but you're asking it to give you either the Baron Key or the pink tail, and that's a little more of a stretch in my mind.
And making someone sad in chat, we already know where the this is technically free. We already know where the gauntlet is, and that is the Ashura spot, which, mind you, the 2 Feymarch bosses have not been fought. We know who they are. It's Gauntlet, Ashura, and then Karate at Leviathan. We don't know what they hold.
Yeah, and depending on how the key items have played out, any particular check could still be hard required if it's got one of the objectives and that leads to another.
Also, I didn't notice this, but I'm so happy. I just noticed this. I'm such a horrible person. Rydia is not on PK's team. How long ago did that
ditch
happen?
One anchor for another.
Also, shout out to Swag Media.
Yes. EDO's a good answer to a bunch of creepy dolls staring at you, punching you.
But one thing that was kind of glossed over is that penguin8r did a little bit of a grind quickly. So that was... Did some gold dragons. Yeah.
Yeah, good money, good XP.
Point of note, just pointing out for chat, there was a little bit of some technical issues. We don't know what key items, if there were any, that PK had. We Chad says it might have been a power shirt for one of them. The other was not enough to get him off the moon. Yep.
Yeah, he did suddenly equip a power shirt, so that makes all kinds of sense. But penguin8r might be heading there right at this moment and giving us our answer. You fools! Wait, no. Sorry. If you don't have a twin harp when you go to Cave Magnus, Dark Elf shouts, "You fools," and proceeds to punish you for your foolishness. That's not how this works here.
Nope. Right there, or this spot, he just squats there and goes, "Nah." That cannot be unseen. What's always interesting, though, about Dark Elf is that Dark Elf in its Dark Elf form is just like slinging spells left and right. That's unfortunate.
That's so rude.
But as soon as changes into his slightly darker dim dragon form, turns into a punch noodle.
Yeah, you can't go so cheeky as to coffin him in that one. But feel free to throw your stops, your weaks, whatever works for you. He no longer has complete loss immunity.
Yeah, all the things that Fu would be able to do if Fu wasn't a cute little peggy. Wait.
And Solaris, that is letting us know that he checked PK's VOD and it's a pink tail. So that's pay. penguin8r is about to get.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, this just got interesting.
So our runners could be in go mode and not realize it if Yang is on the giant, but neither runner are terribly interested in that coin flip. Which I don't blame. It's a gamble to make that. And with as close as the first race came down, I find it hard to.
And that
bet everything on that.
That Dark Elf unfortunately gave a Dragoon Spear, so that was a dud of a check.
Yeah. Far too late to take Kane once we found him. Throw it in somebody's hands. Make you feel better.
This is getting close. We are running out of spots. Okay, now we're going to bring back the question. Obviously, okay, you get the harp, you're gone. You're goodbye.
Yes.
You get the Baron key. What do you do? See, now since we have the pink tail.
How many key items have we found on the moon so far? Pink tail, is that it?
That's it.
Yeah. So if we find Baron, that's 2. Still a decent chance there's another key item hanging out on it. There's a spreadsheet in the Free Enterprise Discord that breaks it down fully, but in my mind, I basically go, once I get to the 3rd key item, it starts to drop. It's tough.
Yeah,
Baron itself is a coin flip too for Yang. It has the upsides of A, being much shorter than Giant, and B, giving you 2 key item checks along the way. So you're better than a coin flip. But it's a tough call. It's a decision that, if we have that divergence, could well be the deciding factor in such a close race.
And there is a little bit of a divergence right there.
Oh, PK's gonna go for it. PK's making the play. Oh, that Mamba, he said, enough. I've seen all I want to out of this moon. It's heckin' rude. Ooh.
Here's where it gets interesting. So, if any lunar check has the goods, penguin8r is in the driver's seat. If Giant has Yang, PK is in the driver's seat. Potentially. Yeah, I'd still say the driver's seat because neither of our runners have the pass. So either way, they would have to go back up the LST.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen we've all seen this go both ways, where someone is looking for a character and they're making the play for it. I've seen this pay off, and I've seen this not pay off.
This could also be that divergence that leads to a close Z fight. I think if Penguin8r hits go mode here, he's got the lead. Even if Crystal Sword Altar, he should get through that before Giant. But if he has to go all the way back to Murasame Altar or oh, never. That was it right there on that Mom Bomb. Penguin8r is in go mode. Ooh.
That is devastating.
And Golbez at
No.
Golbez to have solid magic and do himself in. PK's gonna have to do a fair amount of work after this ha 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 dragon.
At this point, the only way PK gets back in this is if Yang is in the Giant.
Yeah, you make this play, you're staking everything on landing the hit, and even so, he's still going to be a little behind. But Wylem pointing out, yeah, there have been a couple of times in this race where Penguin8r has paused the full tilt aggressive to get a little power up that's paid off the looting of the Earth Treasury to get the Thunderclaw and other items, and putting the Sirens on the way down, giving them a little bit of power to push through the Mom Bomb that had the value. Some good news on Fu not being eaten by the dragon. That's his biggest source of damage.
Oh, jeez.
Fine Hanzo Steel for that pink tail. That's welcome. Yeah, you throw all the boons here. This spot, every power dart you've got, you're looking at what 65 I believe, in terms of hit points here. It's not pretty.
No, it's not. But Penguin8r is showing us, well, is going to be letting us listen to some harp music in the near future.
Yeah, Penguin8r does still have to head down Cave Magnus, go through the scene with DJ Spoony Bard, and so there's some time, but this Golbez is going to take a while.
Yeah, as pointed out in chat, this is, if you wanted a fast elements clear spot, this is not the boss you wanted to see, period. And yeah, the Ogopogo spot, which had Mom Bomb, had the Twin Harp, PK got to it first, and PK reset out of it. Oh, it's crushing, really. Especially seeing the booth.
Yeah, you understand PK's decision. Just, bouncing off, feeling, the moon's just a bit rude. Bounced off a few things. I'm feeling behind. I'm going to take my shot now and hope that, there's nothing more of value on it. Just happened to leave it just the moment before he was going to get it. But he had no way.
But in the meantime, we are going to stay quiet for a little bit and listen to some DJ B with some spooky tunes. That was some nice TMNT that we heard from our wonderful Edward himself. And a weapon for a character that doesn't do it. Cool.
See, it's still trying to throw us radio things, but penguin8r has on his way to fight Z, head back up to the moon and wander down. PK finds Yang here. This is still super close. It all comes down to this.
But yeah, we and actually getting to that Golbez fight, finding Dark Imps and Dark Imps are, well, they're frozen. They're good.
Yeah, Hourglass 2 lasts a very long time.
PK actually did a really smart thing getting some life glitches off on these Dark Imps that will definitely help lessen the bit of a grind that he has.
Yeah, penguin8r's launching. PK's finishing up the fight. He still has to go through the giant cutscene. So still a little, even if this hits, but this is the moment of truth.
This, I hate to say it, will decide the race.
And we're all waiting. Really? Okay, thank you. Froze them. Oh, it's vanilla. It's more vanilla, but it is not what PK needed.
Well, now we know.
Made by Kane. Now we know Baron Key has the Yang we're looking for.
And the thing is, you can't hate that check. You really can't.
No.
It's paid off. It's won races and it's lost races. The mood swing either way is, when it hits, the hype is real. And when it misses, the F's and rips in chat are real.
And PK, you have to commit to the moon fade. You spend all that time on the giant. Your only hope is that your opponent has spent an equal amount of time on the moon and not found what's needed. So smart money at that point says you come down to the Fey March.
And one thing we didn't mention that was pointed out in chat, that was 700,000 EXP that was gained from the giant. Yeah, that's a lot. So PK's team strong.
It's a testament to how good both of these runners are. That little edges that penguin8r got in key moments pushed him past a couple of fights that turned out to be huge in terms of time save and in terms of landing the go mode here. And that penguin8r's had to push this hard and show off why he's one of our top racers, just to stay a little bit out in front of people. We've both done an excellent job.
But I will say, with the singular, now they're starting to come out. penguin8r is going to a very special area, and Commander, I'm going to let you say it. So I will preface this by going, Z can stay there, plain and simple. Z stays. But regular vanilla Z is boring. Too much vanilla. There's 528 ways that we can make Z look if we throw a crystal on his butt. But we have to ask a very specific question or the game soft resets and the stream blows up. Commander, what's the question we have to ask?
It's a lot of pressure.
Yep.
Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight? Or afternoon? Whatever time it is for you.
Time zones are hard, y'all.
we're gonna insert a berserk, have that queued up as the crystal fires.
Noodle miss.
So we've spoken about many noodles as we've been running through this seed. Who knew that the greatest noodle of all was waiting for us at the end?
Yeah, you'd call this a vanilla adjacent, I guess. So
Ultimate danger noodle, yes.
So since Pangu is fighting Noodle Miss, would you say this is a Newt Omis?
I cannot argue with your logic.
So there's your problem. We thought there was logic here.
I just said I couldn't argue.
So basically, yeah, this fight's gonna be pretty straightforward for Pangu. It's Yang gonna punch, Edge gonna slash, Noodle Miss going to Big Bang, Fu gonna do Fu things, and Rose is gonna be carrying the whole team because she is a boss.
He really is.
Yeah.
Pick hybrid strats here. Bring your Zerkers to play, bounce some spells to support them, but don't think that you're going to see anything really cute and interesting like cutting the Zerkers off to skip the refill. There's just so much power here, you just go ahead and tear through.
Yeah, and actually on PK's side, he is showing us the Alt Gauntlet. I believe he reset out of the karate fight, so that one came up a dud, unfortunately. We are hoping, well, we're all hoping for PK's sake that this gauntlet does provide, and yes, the thank you for the restreamer in chat. Before Lemon has stated that karate had the Sand Ruby, which we know does nothing. Noodle Miss shaking.
It'd been
happy.
It had been left in the microwave a little too long.
Would that make it a nuke miss?
Keep applying the nukes. It's heavily nuked. Thrice nuked, worth thrice nuked. I mean, it's quite a bit here. Must win. It's just a giant set of brass knuckles.
It's okay, chat. I've got oodle misses and oodle miss of puns. Yeah, with these HP totals, even with the black hole coming out, this is a pretty straightforward fight for Pangu. This shouldn't be too much. Noodle Miss should not be too much longer for this world.
And indeed, we have the rocks only hitting Yang. Ninja shirt proving its worth. Okay, we didn't really need it here. I'm just saying, Team Ninja shirt. Pardon an Excalibur, get this over with.
And yeah, that did it.
That penguin8r has won this match and will be moving on to the round of 16, getting past a very worthy opponent in pk4787. Get your GGs out in chat.
Indeed. Oh no, PK.
Yeah,
PK
March. Getting the bad news about the Fae March.
There's value. There's lots of value on the moon. It is, yeah, it's effectively the harp and the Baron key to to Yang are there. And as soon as I right-click a certain name, we are going to... There we go. My right-clicking has proven successful, and we have a certain...
Yes.
a certain newt penguin8r. I love that. I love that image you posted. GG's.
Thank you.
What I know there was some a 17 out of 17 seed out of you two last time. This was almost the same. What were your thoughts on these two seeds and this in particular?
Today's run felt tighter. I don't think there were any major mistakes. No wipes this time, which was good. Felt like a fairly standard run this time around, just with a nasty Mist Dragon in the hook route. So that was the main potential point of concern. I think there are different ways you could approach that. My approach was to try to find some good items, either good weapons or good dart items for Edge, and kind of looted a bit and didn't find a whole lot. So I was a little worried that I was kind of behind from that extra looting that didn't really get me value, and I didn't want to throw the X-Cal, even though it's a lot of damage, just in case Cecil showed up. But other than that, I felt like mostly straightforward routing. Ice Darkness came out fairly late, so then there wasn't the moon question pending.
If you go back and watch the VOD, you're going to see that the value from that looting basically just came in avoiding hiccups. There were a couple of times where looting or the sirens on the moon were done at the right moment to help you get through what would have been a much ruder fight.
Yeah, typically if I'm hitting moon already at 10 key items, try to do some grinding. You kind of have to guess how much experience you're going to get from bosses, and then so you don't end up over-leveling too much. As it turned out, the bosses there were short on experience with, I think, dolls and mom bombs, so it wasn't actually that much from the bosses themselves.
Yeah, that I'm not gonna lie, it was an absolute treat to watch two of you play the seed and just deal with some of those rude things. I mean, you two are neck and neck pretty much the entire time. Mom Bomb was the deciding factor, and you had the levels and were able to get through that fight, and PK had to reset. So that was it was impressive seeing what you could do. But yeah, with that you are out of the round of 32 and you're into the round of 16. So what are your thoughts? Taking a break for a day or two, getting back on the grind right away, prepping for redacted opponents? What's the plan?
Well, just looking at the bracket, I guess maybe I'm not supposed to say the name, but looks like my opponent in the next round is someone I think I've faced in both of the previous two tournaments. So a little bit of a grudge match. I think we're 1-1 so far, so we have a score to settle.
Ooh, nice.
And some spice to the match.
I'm looking forward to the penguin emotes and animated images.
Newt, all the way.
I'm running out of GIFs. I'm gonna have to start cycling and repeat. Hopefully people don't notice.
You know what? You could say, here, this is a recycled one, and we'll just be like, it's awesome. And just leave it at that. We are simple-minded people with things like that. But yeah, any other... Go on.
Like a favorite harp song. You don't mind hearing it again.
Yeah, otherwise, any other random thoughts, comments, concerns, critiques, or any other goodies like that?
GG to PK. It's been a very fun match. PK is one of my favorite runners to race against, so glad to have the chance to race against him in the series here.
And GG's, and we look forward to seeing you get as far as you can and potentially win it all. So good job, and we'll catch you later, Penguin.
All right, thanks.
And that was penguin8r getting out after his win. Congratulations to him. Give him a follow. You'll be seeing more of him in the brackets to come, but yourself a chance to see him practicing.
And he is legitimately one of the funniest people that you will meet. So yeah, definitely watch his streams. He's a good heckin' runner. They're both good heckin' runners. I mean,
Really.
penguin8r has been playing this game, this randomizer, for so long and knows so much. PK is someone that will bend over backwards for newer runners and answer questions and help out. They're both absolutely amazing people. So please give them likes, follows, like watch their streams. There you will learn so much. Also, again, give some love to the people behind the scenes. Commander and I are just talking. Well, I'm talking. Commander is just nursing this migraine of that he's currently working on right now. But you have Euphoric Lemon, who rolled this heckin' good seed. You have Scythe Marshall, who had a lot of buttons to push today. Heck, this show wouldn't be a show without them. And then, of course, the always a treat to do comms with Commander Lionheart. Give some love, follows, and check them out because they're pretty heckin' cool people.
And I'm just surrounded by a great team. Makes things nice and easy. The good news and the bad news is that PK is down to exactly 2 checks, and they both have value.
It is the unfortunate rando that
Yeah.
is hitting them right now. There's not much else you can say there. But yeah, at this point with the levels, that should be a pretty. I think those fights should be a little bit easier, especially that Mom Bomb, if he decides to take on that eventually. But I don't think he will be.
No, I don't think he will. I think he takes the Baron key and says, you know what, there's a chance that my Twin Harp is there, and I know my Yang's there anyway. And especially if this is a soft fight here at Crystal Sword Altar, by now he's seen the done. He knows penguin8r finished about 8 minutes ago. So if he finds a soft fight here, he might figure that this is exactly how penguin8r.
Also, for the record, chat, hey, hi, Blarg.
You're not done with the vanilla. This is, by my count, 7.
Heck.
7 vanillas. Oh my goodness.
I will say in chat before, like, how does PK know that it's done? Yeah, we do run things on a delay here. We are watching in the past as they play in the future, but then will be now soon, so it's okay.
It's possible that PK doesn't know. Depends on if he's keeping an eye on the race room. If he's keeping an eye on the race room, he saw the dun coming. But maybe he's not. Runners don't like to have that looming in the corner of their eye.
You might not.
I like to know. I don't want to see someone typing, but I do want to know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yang just says up, but just tanks the Mega Nuke as a boss does when you have 5100 HP and you're in this spot.
And what's interesting is because Wyvern, the Mega Nuke in some spots can do quad 9s, and there is nothing you can do about it. Well, in the vanilla spot, the game developers wanted to be nice and not like instantly cause everyone to die the moment they try to come to this altar. So the magic is kind of the poopy here. It's not so great.
It's weak magic, and for exactly that reason.
With that, we do see the Baron key, and we know in the booth, and we know in chat that will lead to our Yang.
PK knows too. PK has checked every character spot. He knew it was coin flip. Tries to exit out. Fortunately, he's been using Tella as an anchor, but fortunately, he's been through Zot, so Oza can handle
it. So what bosses? We know Val's in the first spot, and we're gonna see who has usurped the Baron Castle throne room.
I know we've seen Mylon and friends. Have we seen Zed?
I don't think so. It's been a while. I don't know what.
There's
Okay,
also
relevancy has been found.
okay. There's a few bosses we're never going to see regardless. There's one boss that always disappears from the seed. It's in the vanilla water hag spot, and we just can't get to it. We also, no runner has felt the need to check on the mist cave or the waterfall. So there's a couple of bosses there.
Or the package. Waterfall, I believe,
Yeah.
checked. It's my memory only lasts like about 5 seconds, so eh.
Sure.
Oh, what? So waterfall wasn't all Zed.
I see. So fair enough. Ask your tracker when in doubt. Have we seen the officer and soldier, or the Kaipo guards as they're known?
No, we've seen the Baron guards. That was Ordeals 2.
Yeah, that was back at so could have an
See
off.
elements.
Are there any feet? I don't remember elements. Put it that way. But we've seen all.
Yeah, we've seen the others. I have half of mine too.
Have we seen Gur? Have we seen Dr. Lugay and his beloved child?
We haven't seen CPU.
Haven't seen who?
They're on first. But aside from that, we haven't seen CPU.
Oh, CPU. Yeah, I haven't seen CPU.
Wow, that strike range was a lot narrower than I thought it would be.
I mean, I got it.
Thank
But...
you. Okay, Scala, bailing out that. Thank you, Scala.
I'm not asking you what the name is of the guy on.
I have this Scala bailout of approval. There's the of similar age coming out of the woodworks now. But anywho, and I don't know Scythe, but he's on third. So today's Baron Throne art, hey, it's literally an uprising.
You know what? This baseball team, I'm not sure I can deal with this baseball team and their names. All I have to say is, don't get
Commander, this Baron Throne is the equivalent of you asking me where my rank was. Because the King of Baron, which, okay, we'll say is Commander, and I'm like, I don't need to show a rank, throw you off the throne, and I'm actually the one on the throne. I have the power. Oh, WinRAR is me.
Power of your imagination never ceases to amaze me.
So it's the power of the fact that there is an Eddie in the seed and not a Cecil.
Okay. Who's the other character that's missing? Alum?
Palom.
Yeah. No Cecil, no Palom.
I'm still laughing over here.
He's going to get his crystal in a completely different way from penguin8r, going through Baron Castle. I'd love to see it happen. It would be nice.
And to answer E-Ninja in chat, there's a reason why Virgil is the best brother of Sparta. It's because I need more power.
Virgilness might be your second favorite Z-Sprite.
Yeah. Hey, look! It's a sword!
It's a dart!
You know what character is really good with a light sword, Commander? Edge. When he throws it. Can you dart a light sword?
You can indeed dart a light sword.
Edge is free. Oh wait, no. Oh.
Thought you could.
You can feed it to the chocobo. No! PK, no.
Yeah, you have to turn in the pink tail. You have to turn in the pink tail. PK, don't do it. No.
of the pigtail still being in a party of piggies is not lost on me.
Same.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
so-
Nick's wonderfully memey as that would be, Zeromus is going to heal the piggy state.
So, for those in chat that are very heckin' confused right now, PK forgot to do objective 3, which is turn in the pigtail. You do that on Earth. There's no, since he doesn't have the pass, there's no fast way to get back to Z. Chances are that pass is on the Odin, just based on the fact that we've pretty much seen everything else. But this
so you get the pink tail early on and you check off in your mind, okay, all I need to do now is get a harp or yang. And you're just saying that over and over. Give me yang or give me a harp and I'm good. Give me yang and then give me a harp and I'm good. And since he went from the giant straight to the giant from the moon and went through all that, it's like we were saying earlier with the demist, how if you take too long from the moment you're able to go there, that it can slip your mind, and that's what, seems to be what's happened here. Yeah, this isn't just a meme walk because he's saving. If he was just going straight down, that would be one thing, but he's saving. So I don't think he realizes he doesn't have a crystal. Yeah, he's gearing up, switching to that ninja shirt for the defense against the big bangs, handing the bandana over to Yang with all of his levels. Be able to see some impressive damage on this Zeromus if PK had a crystal.
At that point, he's gonna realize everything is all porked up.
Yeah.
Wait.
He's looking in his menu.
Looked at the
tracker menu. He's healing Rosa. I think we have an exit coming. He's realized it. And not only that, he's not waving the flag either. He says, you know what? This is it for me in this tournament. I'm going to finish. That's off to you, PK.
It's so painful to see.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
Wait.
He's thinking about it. Stream's not frozen. I see the lights blinking.
Yeah, I think this is probably.
Yeah,
this is probably the white flag. Yep. PK.
Yeah. PK. Oh,
I'm so sorry.
It hurts, man.
I mean, yeah, I took a coin flip. I'll take a coin flip against Pengu any day. Didn't land on Yang though.
Unfortunately.
You know what was behind Mom Bomb, or what was behind Mom Bomb?
Yeah, I've gathered. I would have had to have done a gold dragon fight and then that Mom Bomb. And my thought at that point was, you know, I still haven't done the Fey March checks. Baron has 2 key items behind it. So for all I knew at that point, you know, the rest of the moon could have been haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fey March could have led to Baron, which led to Harp. So I just figured I'll get XP. I will get the character check on the giant. It's a 50-50. And if it doesn't come up, I'll go Fey March. And, you know, if it's on the moon, then I've lost.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. And
We mentioned
easily way. If it did, then this becomes a super tight run into Z.
And like we mentioned, there was no wrong check there. I mean, it's paid off and it's not paid off, and it's a bold play. It just, unfortunately, the coin flip did not fall in your direction this time. But we got to see a whole bunch of piggies at the end, which was pretty awesome.
I did like the pig walk. I liked pulling 700,000 XP out of those dimps. If that had been Yang there, that would have been such a ecstatic feeling
Oh, that
to
would have
just
been.
get 700,000 XP in go mode in one fell swoop.
We all of us in chat were waiting to see it happen, and then it's we all felt that when we saw the dud come up. But yeah, aside from that, what any thoughts on the seed as a whole, really?
I don't. That demist fight, I don't love. It was just that the quick wipe to Bahamut. There were just a few things that sort of made me feel like, even if I, catch go mode, I might still be losing by 60 seconds after I grind. So that's part of my thought process, and just like, all right, let's nope out to the giant. I didn't think I ran it poorly. I just, there's just a lot potentially going on. And I figured, let's just eliminate all of that. Hope
Right.
the giant gives me what I want, and the penguin8r has delivered. Let me see. 2 of my last 4 losses in tournaments. And no shame in losing to former champions.
No, none at all. And no shame in your run when I summarize it by comparing it to penguin8r and saying very minor differences. If you go back and watch the VOD, you're just going to see a couple of times he played it a little more aggressively than he did. There were a couple of times where he checked down to find some loot or pop a quick siren, and then was able to catch back up afterwards with what he found. But overall, very neck and neck with him, which is no small accomplishment by any means.
And as it was brought up in chat again, you got to Mom Bomb first. You were about a minute ahead when that happened.
Yeah, when that wipe happened, my initial thought was I was gonna save, I was gonna peek the ribbon room, and then I was gonna do a gold dragon fight with that hourglass. But then, the ribbon room was free, white spear was, essentially free with that foo, and so then I was just overconfidently running into that bomb. And that fight went south really quickly.
But you definitely showed like being able to recover from fights that go south really quickly. Not mentioning the sealed cave fight.
Oh yeah, that didn't feel great either.
But
Yeah,
still,
that
you turned it back around and you made it look clean, or just a lot less, or a lot easier, I should say. Words are hard.
Yeah, that wasn't the boss that I wanted, the first time. But in my head, I was like, okay, I'm not going to heal full up if the boss is terrible. I'll just reset out and take a tent. And those ice tubes were not nice.
Oh my goodness. Thinking that spot's not playing around.
So, unfortunately, PK, Ultimate God Slayer himself, your time with the Lali-Ho League has, as a runner, come to an end. Does that mean we get to hear a lot more fantastic commentary from you?
It certainly opens up the possibility. But thank you to everyone who's putting this on. It was a great run while it lasted. And yeah, thank you everyone on the Restream team, Euphoric Lemon, and Scythe Marshall, and to you, Asuka, and Commander Leonhardt.
Thank you for putting on a heck of a show. You've shown us a lot of good stuff in your run here. So congratulations on that.
Agreed.
Much appreciated. Call your mothers tomorrow.
Yes. And you have work to do yourself if you haven't finished yet, so go.
All right, take care, everyone.
Jeez. But with that,
And
we survived.
unfortunately, is going to bring my time here with you in the booth to an end. It was a
Yeah,
lot of fun, though.
you survived dealing with me, and I survived not getting banned again.
Well, wonders never cease.
But if you think that that's all the free enterprise you get today, well, you're wrong.
Wrong.
Yes. So we are going to send you over, and we're gonna let me type and stuff, and typing is hard. So we are going to send you over
Hard.
to LaliId19, who is doing some supermarket sweep fun before their ladder bracket race at 7 p.m. Now, mind you, if you spoil the race, you get the bonk. And those hurt. I know. So don't do it.
Also, since this is a ladder race that she's working on, right? This is the sweep ladder.
She's doing some practice. The bracket race.
Oh, she's practice. Okay, good. Okay, good. Never mind then.
But still, once she does the actual race, don't spoil that either. Heck.
Yeah, don't tell her who her opponent is. That's not cool. It's part of the mystery of ladder.
Again, we still have a fantastic free enterprise race tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. Free enterprise, Flurry 14, Solaris. It's gonna be heckin' good.
Come check it out.
Yeah. But before that, again, thanks to Euphoric Lemon and Restream, Scythe Marshall on tracking, Commander Leonhardt, who's an awesome sport, and I'm some fangirl living the dream. I'm like the John Cena of this, except I'm not good at wrestling or free enterprise. Anywho, have fun, stay healthy.
You're great.
Catch you later. Bye.
See you all right. Bye.